What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So it's already been a very eventful offseason. It feels like we've had a ton of trades happen already, and the draft hasn't even happened yet. We saw free agency coming too. It's been pretty crazy, but within the last 24 hours, the Boston Celtics have been a part of two of those trades. We all know due to the CBA that the Boston Celtics were a victim of having to get under that second apron, and they have succeeded in doing that. They've traded away Jrue Holiday and Crushables Porzingis. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the Celtics and rebuild them after they have done that, traded away Jrue Holiday and Crushables Porzingis. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, and if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be absolutely amazing. We also have the NBA draft tonight, so more things could be coming, which is kind of crazy. So I don't even know if this video is going to have much shelf life because there's a bunch of other rumors about the Celtics, like maybe Jaylen Brown will be traded. Like, people are really speculating on that right now with the Spurs trade the second overall pick for Jaylen Brown. I don't know if that's going to happen. My gut tells me it's not going to, but who knows? The NBA is a crazy league, as we're all aware. So, as I mentioned, there's been a ton of trades that have happened. So let's talk about, let's talk about this one first, because we could talk about the Celtics trades here right now. So basically, as we all know, also, before I get into this, my share scenario is updated all the way to the Kyrie Irving extension. So if you're looking for a share scenario, search up my gamer tag. It's gonna be under Crushables. Search that up. Or if you're on PlayStation 5, I think you can find it, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe just search up Crushables Start Today. That's what it's titled. So yeah, good luck if you're able to find it. I'm trying to do my best to keep it as updated as possible for you guys, because I know how annoying it is that 2K always breaks Start Today, and of course they don't update the trades, which makes sense. They don't ever do that. It would be cool if they did, though. But so let's talk about the Wizards and Pelicans trade really quickly, because we more than likely won't get to a video on that. Maybe later in the offseason we will. But basically, to summarize this, is the Wizards are getting a ton of expiring money. They get off Poole and Sadiq contract long term, which actually it's only 2 years left, while McCollum and Olynyk, they have 1 year. But the Wizards are there with basically an expiring McCollum, an expiring Marcus Smart, expiring Middleton, and an expiring Olynyk. They also have an expiring Rashawn Holmes, I think, unless he's a free agent, which I could be wrong about the Holmes part. But the Wizards are sitting on a bunch of expiring money. So Will Dawkins has a ton of flexibility for whatever he wants to do. If he just wants to let all those guys walk and have a ton of cash space in 2026, or if he wants to acquire some more bad money, maybe get some more first-round picks for doing so. Ton of opportunity for the Wizards. The Pelicans, it's kind of interesting. Not really sure what their direction is, really. Poole Murray backcourt, I guess, is gonna be interesting. I'm not really sure what to think about the Pelicans right now, but we can say the same thing, of course, about my Portland Trailblazers. So I'm not trying to like crap on the Pelicans by any means, because you know there's franchises out here that are confusing, and my favorite team happens to be one of them. But all right, so with that all being said, let's talk about the Celtics. I know I've talked enough about the other things. So the Celtics have traded away Jrue Holiday for Anthony Simons. There was 2 second-round picks involved as well, but as you can see, you can't see them because those second-round picks were so far into the future that 2K doesn't give you access to them. Obviously, this is I think a home run for the Boston Celtics. Even if Anthony Simons is not someone they plan on keeping long-term, they got off Jrue Holiday's contract for the next 3 years, which is just kind of crazy that they didn't even have to give up a pick for doing so. This is a home run for the Celtics. The Blazers, I mean, apparently Jrue Holiday may not even be happy anymore about being in Portland, which is kind of funny. So that's been kind of a development, and I already did a Jrue Holiday Blazers side of this. So if you want to check that out, the video is on the channel. And then, of course, the most recent trade, which is leading us to this, which is why I waited to do a Celtics video, is Porzingis has been traded away to the Atlanta Hawks. This one, the Celtics really didn't get much of anything. They got Georges Niang in a second, but maybe that's just what Porzingis' trade value was. I know that was a huge tangent and a lot of yapping, but now we can move on to the actual rebuild perspective, so I apologize. But let's go ahead and get into this thing, shall we? So, again, will the Celtics make another big move? Will they trade away Jaylen Brown? Will they trade away Derek White? Apparently, there is offers out there. I'm personally not going to do that right now. And if they are traded today, as you guys are watching this, then maybe this video is deleted, or maybe the video has been up long enough that I'm fine with keeping it up. I don't know. But hopefully they don't get traded, because I'm not anticipating doing that. So we have the 28th pick, though. So at least we still have a first-round pick. So let's go ahead and jump in. And we have an early second as well, as long as one of those seconds wasn't part of the trade, which I don't think they were, but I could be wrong. So we got Maxine Raymond, Cam Jones, but one guy I do see is Will Riley still on the board. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take Will Riley out of Illinois here with this first round pick here. And then we got Chaz Lanier, and then we got what? Second round. I don't know any of these guys. I'm gonna be honest as we keep going down the board. So I guess I'm gonna take Mr. Raymond here out of Stanford, and that will be our draft. So Ace Bailey did go number 1. Fears went to the Spurs, and Cooper Flag to the 76ers. Harper and Edgecombe and Derek Queen. So kind of an interesting draft order. We got Will Riley, Maxine Raymond. So not too bad there. 270 overalls to add to this team, and then Jrue Peterson. Probably won't worry too much about him. So Al Horford's a free agent, and so is Lil Cornette. Obviously, as we're all aware, the Celtics will be without Jason Tatum for the entire season. So this team more than likely won't be like a contender. And now they don't really have a starting center, which I never even really kind of thought about. So I guess you could start Tita for the year. He's a fine backup 5 to have. Just making sure no other trades have happened, but it's just Shohei Ohtani hitting home run, I guess. So yeah, I guess the one thing we need to kind of address is getting a 5, at least for someone to play while obviously we kind of sit on this season. I don't really know what to expect. Maybe we just resign Al Horford. Call it good. I mean, yeah, it's probably the best thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just give Al Horford a 1-year deal. I would imagine we're able to do that. It's not going to hurt us long term. So yeah, sure, why not? So we'll give Big Al a 1-year deal. And not really sure. Like I said, this offseason could get more hectic for the Celtics, but that might be all we really do. I might take this to day 12 and see if there's like another player we can snag. But this season really isn't going to turn into anything too crazy. With Jason Tatum out, I don't really expect to be a contender. They should be a team that can compete in the East, don't get me wrong. But as far as like being a yeah, Al Horford as our starting center all season does scare me a little bit. But maybe the deadline we do something there. Maybe use Anthony Simons' contract. I'm going to try to keep Anthony Simons throughout the video, but I guess we're just going to have to see how it goes. So we got Tatum down. Of course, he's out for the season. Al Horford down to a 4 overall. We got George Niang down to 75. And here, yeah, not too much of else. I mean, you got Peyton Pritchard down to an 82 and Anthony Simons up to an 83. So let's just go ahead and get into the rotation for year 1. And I'm definitely very curious to see how this team's going to do, because I have a gut feeling this may not go very well. So the power rank lands us at 29th overall, which is definitely a drop from where the Celtics have been, obviously. So that doesn't feel great to see that kind of drop. So we have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Georges Niang, Al Horford, Anthony Simons, Sam Hauser, Neemias Queta, and Jordan Walsh. So yeah, I'd presume that Jordan Walsh could definitely crack the rotation next year. I mean, I could assume that the Celtics are going to experiment a lot. And the team could even get more clear, as like I said, if they continue to make some trades with Brown or Derek White. If they do trade one of those guys, do they start Anthony Simons or do they continue to start Peyton Pritchard? That I don't truly know. It's kind of interesting to kind of think about, but I think for this video, I'm going to start Anthony Simons. Would not shock me in the slightest if, of course, that Peyton Pritchard was the starter. I'm going to try to keep Anthony Simons throughout the video, as I kind of mentioned already. Maybe I didn't, but I'm going to try to. So Simon's going to have a high shot tendency for this season, but we'll probably push that back down to earth once Jason Tatum is healthy. But yeah, the plan is to hopefully have Anthony Simons with Derek White, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and then we'll try to acquire a better center, because obviously we don't really have a good one right now. And if we look at our salary situation, we're actually over the second apron again. So was literally just signing Al Horford gonna hurt us? I didn't realize that would hurt us that much. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have signed Big Al back, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's proficiency 3.5, but it won't be a long-term situation where we're over it. So I guess we just need to make sure we don't do anything too crazy at the deadline. So maybe if we traded well, we can't combine salaries now because I guess I pushed us back in the second apron. So maybe Al Horford won't be signed back. I didn't think about that. All right, whatever. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So we're at the trade deadline, and unfortunately, I'm going to be doing another salary dump. We're going to be sending Sam Hauser to the Cavaliers for Dean Wade and Tomlin. So basically, we're just trying to get off Hauser's long-term money. Even though he didn't really do anything wrong, this contract isn't that bad per se. But we're already kind of in the second apron again. I shouldn't have re-signed Al Horford. I didn't even think about it. But right now, we're a play-in team still. So we have Anthony Simons, Derek White, Jaylen Brown. Now Dean Wade, Al Horford as our front court. Pritchard, Queta, Georges Niang, and Jordan Walsh. So the one thing that will help is that Georges Niang's contract will come off the books. Al Horford's contract will come off the books. So neither one of them will be re-signed. So yeah, we should be back having versatility again in the next offseason. So we'll have about $159 million. Now, we do have to re-sign Anthony Simons, though, if we choose to do that. So we could trade him in theory right now, and that could make some sense. But like I said, I kind of wanted him to be part of the long-term plan. Even though I don't know if he will be in real life, I could see the Celtics shipping him off at the deadline if they wanted to. But I'm going to try to keep him in this video, as I've kind of mentioned several times. Like, Kessler would be kind of a nice center to acquire, but the goal is to try to keep Simons. So 23 and 31, 10th seed in the East. We'll see how we finish up in year one. The bright side is we have our first round pick. So even if we miss the playoffs, we get a lottery pick. That's probably going to be more beneficial anyway. So if we're in the lottery, bring it on. I'd be very happy about that. So I'd be totally fine with taking this season away. But I'll see you guys at the end of year one. Maybe we're a playing team. Maybe we're in the lottery. So Shea's going to win MVP, Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year. You got RJ Barrett, 6th man, Giannis Defensive Player, and Neemias Queta wins Most Improved, averaging 10 and 6. Going to flip my phone back over just in case another trade happens. But here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So no Boston Celtics representatives or anything like that. We actually did find ourselves in the lottery, which does suck because I do think the Celtics could make the playoffs in real life, but this may not be a bad thing. Like I said, the fact that we're going to be a lottery team is probably more helpful for the long-term future anyway, because we get to add a player in the lottery on a rookie scale contract, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and see who goes on to win the championship, but we should be a playoff team as soon as next year with Jason Tatum healthy again. Knicks and Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves go on and win it all with Julius Randle as the finals MVP. So Al Horford is going to call it a career. Once again, maybe Al Horford would just resign on the Celtics for like a minimum or something. I don't know if he would. I don't know if he plans to retire. But I thought we needed to address our center problem right away. Even though I knew Al Horford wouldn't be a long-term plan, just needed somebody there. So I do regret signing him to that big deal because we just put the Celtics right back in the issue that they were in. But it didn't hurt us too much other than I guess we dumped Sam Hauser. So we got what pick projected? So we're oh wow, we have 5th best odds. Honestly, didn't think we'd even have that great of odds, but I will absolutely take that. If we find a way to jump up into the top 4, that'd be fantastic. I mean, imagine we get number 1 right now. Don't anticipate that happening, and that would be pretty wild if it did. And we are actually going to end up with 7. Still, I will absolutely take that. We get to add the 7th overall pick to this team. Can't really be too mad about that. So I am going to keep Joe Mazzulla. I don't think he deserves to be, let go after, we didn't have Tatum, our best player last year. But he is healthy now, which is going to be great. So now we have Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Anthony Simons, Pritchard, Neemias Queta, and now we just need to add a 7th overall pick to this team. Maybe Will Riley develops into something. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting team next year. So what do we want to take? Is this a draft class where we take like a center? We could take our center of the future here. Maybe we take Chris at number 7. 6'10" out of Houston, 19 and 13. Definitely kind of like the idea of that, but we'll see if he's on the board. So number 1 is gonna be Asian Bands at OKC, which is really scary. Peterson to Utah. We got Nate to the Pelicans, and you got Cameron Boozer to the Grizzlies. We got Kareem Lopez to the Miami Heat. And as long as the Wizards do not snipe, that's what I wanted. Okay, so we could take Dash Daniels, but I am absolutely gonna go ahead and take our big man, hopefully of the future here, with taking Chris. Now, Elijah Arena was still on the board too, but I feel pretty good about taking, a center that we really needed to kind of address. So we got Maggie. I don't even know how to say his name, but we'll take him in round 2. Let's just give ourselves an extra edge at that 5 spot. So what pick was this for the Thunder, by the way? It was via Philadelphia. Oh, they weren't even supposed to have that. I think that pick is protected, so I wasn't even really paying attention to that. But, I mean, I don't know. Could I fix it for them? I guess. DeBanza, 76ers. I mean, I should fix it because the 76ers got lucky and won the lottery, and I'm pretty sure that pick is like top 2 protected or something weird like that. So I'm going to let Raymond go and Sharman go, but I will accept Jordan Walsh. So I do think I'm going to give the 76ers, unfortunately, and this is going to hurt me more than it would help, the wet, or it's going to, yeah, it's because we're bringing him to the East. So I could keep him out West, but we're going to send him to where he should be because the 76ers should have had that pick. So here's the first thing to figure out is how much Simons is asking for, and it's actually kind of similar to what he was just making last year, which is basically what we kind of wanted to be. So $20 million a year for a point guard at this point feels pretty good. So I'm going to give him a 3-year deal around $20 million a year. He might get more in real life. He may not. I don't know. It remains to be seen when he does, of course, get extended, but I feel good about giving Simons that, that much money. $20 million a year is not bad. So we have now Simons, Payton Pritchard. Obviously, Pritchard is one of the best contracts in the NBA as well. He's got incredible money for the next 2 years for us anyway. Derek White and Will Riley. I'm not really sure if Will Riley is going to develop at all, but if he would, it'd be a huge boost. We have Jordan Walsh, which I'm kind of hoping he develops more too, because I would like to play him next year. And then Tatum, and then we obviously have Queta and now Chris. We have to bank on Chris basically being that breakout starting 5 for us because we really don't have another option. So we're basically hoping that Will Riley and Jordan Walsh can become something for us. I think they can. I wouldn't rule it out, but we'll see if it works out that way. So the final thing I'm going to do with Jason Tatum back is I'm just going to try to sign a backup 4. And we're going to see what this team will do fully healthy. So I can't wait to kind of see what that's going to look like. So let's see if there's a power forward we can sign. Like Aaron Wiggins is always somebody I like going for. We could get maybe not Bol, but not David Roddy. There's Jabari Walker or Trey Lyles or even Prosper. Can we get Prosper on a 2-year deal? Can we sign? No. What about, okay, so we can get Prosper on a 2-year. I mean, that feels like a steal. 3 years, $5 million a year. Definitely sign me up for that. So I don't know why he's here, but he is. We have Walsh and Riley developing a little bit. Nothing too crazy. So I do think it's a good thing that we signed Prosper to be part of this rotation too. Tatum does go down 1 overall as well. We have our best player back, and we've added a young starting 5. So we're going to have to see how this is going to go. I fully expect to be back in the playoffs, but let's go look at the rotation going into year number 2. So power rank seems to be pretty high on us. We're the 6th overall power rank, which is a great sign. They do want to start Neemias Queta this season, but I am going to start Chris right away. I want to see what Chris can do as the starting center. We took him 7 overall for a reason. We needed a new 5 there. We're going to see what kind of, you know, what he can provide basically. So let's look at this rotation now. So it's Peyton Pritchard. Again, I think Simon should start because he's making way more money, but I'm not opposed to either one. They're both great players. I mean, I don't know. Depending on who you ask, some people don't like Simons that much. I think he's a good player, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. But let's go ahead and put non-starter on Peyton Pritchard for, I guess, 1 season. So we'll see, how the development keeps going. But we have Simons, Derek White, Jalen Brown, Tatum, Chris, Peyton Pritchard, Neemias Queta, Prosper, and Jordan Walsh, and Will Riley as a rotation. I feel pretty good about that. So a lot of the young guys are going to be stepping up here. We have Tatum and Jalen Brown with a high shot tendency. Both 99 touch tendency. I'm going to bring Simons down quite a bit. So we can give him like a 80 touch tendency, but like an 83 shot tendency. I feel good about that. Proficiency is still 4-star. And then what's our money looking like? I would imagine we're under the aprons, but you never know, man. We did just give Simons quite a bit of money, so maybe that's not the case. I think it'd be close because I think it would jump up to 200 or 210 million at this point. I can't remember exactly what it might be, but we're definitely pretty close to being over it or under it, I would say. Or, yeah, I would say under it more than over it. But I will see you guys at the end of the season. I don't think I'm going to be making any trades at the deadline if I had to guess. I think this team is kind of locked in for what we have. We basically have to hope that Chris, Walsh, and Prosper and Will Riley are going to develop for this bench because our starting 5 feels strong enough that I'm feeling okay about that. But let's see what 2K thinks about it. So at the end of year number 2, Jokic wins MVP, DeBanzo's Rookie of the Year in Philly, Denny Avdia 6th Man in Portland, Wemby Defensive Player, and Devin Carter Most Improved, and Wembanyama is your Clutch Player, and Bickerstaff is your Coach of the Year, and Bartlett is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second, and All-NBA Third Team, All-Defensive First Team, and All-Defensive Second Team. So immediately I noticed we don't see any like Tatum on one of these, which is a little interesting, but it is what it is on that front. Here's all rookie teams. So we do get Chris making it right away, which is obviously awesome to see. 8 and 8 and almost 2 blocks a game, so love that. And here's our all-defensive second team. O'Reilly also cracked the rotation this year, of course, and averaged 5 points per game. So not bad. We are in the playoffs. We went 49 and 33, and funny enough, I fixed that trade for Philadelphia, and we get to play them in round 1 now. So this will be kind of interesting to see how this goes. So if we look at the end of the season stats, by the way, as well, because we have no idea how it went, we had 26 and 25, and Simons only averaged 16. That does make a little bit of sense. Now, his efficiency was a little bit better from 3. I believe he only shot like, yeah, obviously more volume last year, 37%. This time he has Tatum and Jalen Brown. So the amount of, good looks I'm sure he's getting is helping a ton. Peyton Pritchard with 41% as well. And then Derek White, 37%. So nice spacing on this team for the most part. So let's see if we could take down Philadelphia in round 1, who just added AJ DeBan. Oh, yeah, I forgot they had Cooper Flagg, too. Wow, we just made them a super team, probably. Yeah, we're in trouble. We put them in the East. Maybe I should have just ignored it. But whatever. So game 1, we're up 1-0. Thankfully, they're not fully developed yet. Simons does drop 33 in game 1. 80% from 3. I mean, he shot 4 or 5. So, yeah, nice. And then Peyton Pritchard was good, too. A good start. They were up 2-0. So, we win both games at home. 36 and 7 from Tatum. And 26 from Tyrese Maxey. And then game 3, 3-0, 105 to 98. You had 29 from Jalen Brown, 25, 11, and 7 from Jason Tatum. So far this is going well, and we're going to sweep the Sixers. So great start. Again, it helps that Flag and the bands are not fully developed yet. I'm assuming once that continues, well, Flag is getting closer, but I'm assuming, and it doesn't help that Embiid's washed, because I think Embiid brings him down. Look at that. He averaged 12 points per game in the playoffs for them, so that didn't help them. We get Chicago and Atlanta, and apparently Chicago extended their GM. I think it's like Carlos Chovas, or I probably botched that, but man, as a Blazers fan, I feel for the Chicago Bulls. We just have poverty front offices right now. But we got Luka Doncic, Kobe White, Yabusele, Buzelis, Mark Williams, Patrick Williams, and Lonzo Ball. And we got Anthony Simons, Derek White, Brown, Tatum, and Chris on the other side. Which team do you like better? Because we get to deal with Luka in round 1, which definitely sucks. But I'm up for the challenge, so let's see if we can take down Luka Doncic. Game 1 is going to go to us, 127-114. Jalen Brown 122. So good start as we do win game 1. Game 2, we're up 2-0, I should say. We're not even this up. We're up 2-0. So far, we've not lost a game. They do get us here in game 3, though. So let's try to protect home court this time and take the 3-1 lead and take that advantage, because we beat them in both games in Chicago. So let's not give that up, right? Let's not lose on our home floor. And just like that, we're going to go up 3-1. Jason Tatum with a nice 40 points per game, or 40 points, and we beat them in 5. And now we draw the first-seeded Pistons, so we're going to have to deal with I guess the Pistons. So let's see how this is going to go. I'm trying to think of a team like the Knicks, for instance, who always go to the finals. We're going to have to deal with them. So Detroit, they have Cade and Dyson Daniels and Asar Thompson. Not going to lie, Dyson and Asar Thompson defensively, that's disgusting. And Ron Holland and Mitch Robinson, disgusting defense, for sure. But Ty Jerome, Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway, James Wiseman. To me, though, when I look at this team, I'm not really sure if they have that second offensive option. And it makes sense why Cade is averaging 35, 32 points per game, because he doesn't really have anybody else that can take the pressure off of him. So if we could throw Derek White, Jalen Brown, and Tatum at Cade Cunningham, I feel pretty good about our chances of winning the series. But let's see what 2K thinks. So let's simcast game 1 as we go to Detroit. Let's see what the Pistons decide to do here, as they have the lead most of the game so far. Can we ever get a lead here, though, and hang on to it? Wow. So it looked like they were going to protect game 1, but we do beat them. Let's simcast game 2 as well. And let's see if we can't beat them here again and take a 2-0 commanding lead. They do have a chance, though. Do we get back in it? No. So we're down, or no, we're tied 1-1. So nobody's down yet. Big game 3, but we did our job by winning 1, at least in Detroit. Now we got to win both at home. So let's see if that's going to happen. It's a close game thus far, and they're going to win game 3. So we are in trouble if we do not tie this up for game 4. So we go 8-man rotation. I think I will. It does kick Will Riley out and Jordan Walsh, which does suck. But we're going to do it anyway. So game 4 in TD Garden to protect home court. And we may be in trouble going down 3-1 to the Pistons unless we find a way to get back in this game. But I don't think we will. So we're down 3-1, 162-120. So the Pistons may have our number unless if we plan on coming down from 3-1 to come back. I know the Celtics almost came back from 3-0, but it doesn't feel like we're going to make that happen here. So, unfortunately, we're going to fall short in the conference finals, 124-142. The bright side is we have some young core pieces that are going to continue to develop. The Timberwolves go on to beat the Pistons in 6 games. But we made it to the conference finals, which feels like a great bounce-back season, but obviously it is disappointing that we couldn't get to the NBA finals there because we had a shot at it. But let's go to the lottery. And I don't think this is going to affect us, obviously. We may have a first rounder, but we may not. So we do have the 25th pick. So staff signing, obviously keep Mazzulla. Let's go to draft night and pick with the 25th overall selection. As we have Keon Anthony. I guess we might as well just jump on that opportunity to take Carmelo's son, I believe. So welcome Keon Anthony to the Celtics. And we got him coming over. Player options. So Will Riley, and then I guess we can accept this guy just in case he does jump up into something. We'll decline the other one. Is Derek White a free agent this offseason? I wasn't paying attention. No, it's just Walsh and Keita, which neither one of them are asking for too much money, which is good. We could bring Grant Williams back too, but I don't know if I will. Do we need him though? So let's see. We have Pritchard, Simons, Will Riley, Derek White. Basically, we have to hope that Will Riley, Chris, maybe even this guy are going to all jump up in overall for us to be better next year, because we don't really have the option to make much, like we can't really do anything too crazy. So I'm going to give Walsh and Keita both contract extensions. Neither one of them are asking for too much money, so I feel pretty good about sending both of them. And I think that's going to be all we can really do. We're kind of locked into the team unless if we decide to trade maybe Derek White at the deadline, because I do believe this is now his expiring contract year. Not mistaken. Go look at that right now. Let's see. No, he actually has a player option next year, so we actually don't really need to do anything. Now, Peyton Pritchard is going to have to be paid, so that becomes kind of an interesting conversation. We'll have to see what we decide to do there. But play progression is going to be a big moment of truth right now. So as you can see, we get a big jump from Chris, which is what we needed in the worst way possible. And Will Riley's up to a 78 as well, which is super helpful. So I love that. So we're definitely getting some jumps. Derek White is starting to go down in overall a little bit, so maybe we do explore. Simon's jumping up. 2 overall helps too. So I love that. We made it to the conference finals last year. We get a big jump from our center and Will Riley, so the bench, our starting position should be stronger as far as center is concerned. So I feel pretty good about going to next season. If I do make a trade at the deadline, of course, I will show you guys, and maybe we do plan on doing that. But if the team is just gelling well because of the development of our young guys, then maybe we don't do anything. So at the end of the season, Wemby wins MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year in Golden State. Edgecombe is your most improved, or sixth man, I should say. And then the Depoy is a Wemby. Sobers is your most improved, or Sorbers. Tatum wins Coach Player, so shout out to him. And just get Coach of the Year, and Jordan Hobson is your executive. So I imagine Tatum is back on an All-NBA team with those numbers, and that is the case. The 29 points per game, 8 rebounds, great efficiency as well. Love that. All-NBA third team, all-offensive first team, and all-defensive second team. So nice. And then all rookie first team and all rookie second team. So no Celtics other than Jason Tatum. But guys, we finished up as the first seed in the East. So this team started to gel super well. I think it's super helpful that obviously our starting center is becoming an absolute stud. Great rim protector as well. 12 and 10. Also shooting 35% from 3. I don't know how many he's taken a game, but we'll definitely take that. So let's take a look at how many he is shooting a game, because that's kind of something I didn't really expect from him. And oh, it's not much. Never mind. I was kind of thinking he was like shooting like, I don't know. For some reason, I thought there was a reason he'd be shooting like 3 or 4 a game, but nah. Okay, so although his ratings go up to a C-, not too bad. I did extend Peyton Pritchard, though. So we are going to be very limited. So Derek White, if he opts into that player option, we may look to trade it. But I'm kind of hoping we just win a championship here and we can end off on a great note. So they got Peyton Pritchard going to the starting 5. If that's what they think is best, sure, why not? Will Riley continues to jump up, which is nice. And then we should, expect Chris to keep developing. So yeah, those guys have been super helpful. So the fact we've been drafting well has been our best friend. So let's see if we could take down the Cavs. So game 1 is going to go to Cleveland. Is this where we get beat by an 8th seed? That could happen. And right now it's not looking good for us. So even though we just got the 1st seed in the East, the Cavs are threatening us as the 8th seed. I'm hoping we don't lose to the 8th seed, but never know with 2K. Anything is possible. So we're going to get Anthony Simons back in the starting 5. It's a big game 5. I'm going to simulate through game. We take the 3-2 lead. Can we beat them in 6? Yes, we can. So it was a little scary, but we take down the Cavs and we avoid an 8th seed upset. And now we play the Chicago Bulls. So I have Luka Doncic, Koulibaly, Yabusele, Buzelis, Sorbers, Kobe White, and Kuzma. We did beat the Bulls last year. But again, it is Luka, so you never know. But we've blown them out in both games so far. They're going to tie it up. They do. So we're a tied series now. Game 5 in TD Garden. So both teams have won at home. Let's see if we can continue that trend here right now. They're right on our tail, but it looks like we're going to hang on and win game 5. Okay. So let's break the, every team has won at home thing right now. They actually just put in Will Riley and Peyton Pritchard over our current starting backcourt. I don't know how I feel about that, but if it gets us the win, it gets us the win, right? So let's see if we can't make it happen, and we are going to beat the Chicago Bulls in 6. So that's 2 Game 6 victories, and now we get a rematch against Detroit. This time around, though, we actually have the home court advantage, so that feels good, and we'll see if that changes anything. But here we go. So Detroit and Boston. Game 1 is going to go to us. Beat them by 7. 26 from Will Riley. He's having a huge jump in these playoffs. 13 points per game. 43% from 3. Average 10 in the regular season. We have to remember we picked him at 28 overall. So the fact that he's becoming a really good contributing piece right now has been super helpful. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. So far this is looking good. Do we just sweep the Pistons? We may. Even though they beat us last year, this time we just sweep them. So now we get Dallas. We could see a rematch, or is San Antonio going to come back for 3-0? No, it is the Dallas Mavericks. So Tatum and Ace Bailey are conference finals MVPs. We go from conference finals last year, this time now, to the actual NBA Finals. So we're looking to get the Celtics another championship on top of the many they have on their franchise. My phone, I thought I heard my phone vibrate. I keep flipping my phone over. I don't know why. So I need to keep looking. I need to make sure no trades happen. But okay, we're in the finals. And it is the Mavericks. As we all know, the Mavericks just extended Kyrie as well. And they are very intimidating in 2K. So let's go ahead and simcast game 1. We do have home court advantage, so that should play into our favor. Thankfully, we simulated a little bit into the future now, though. So we should be good. As far as like 2K, you know, with the Mavericks, the first 2 years, they're just so OP. Anthony Simons was the big game in this one. He averaging 21 and 49% from 3 in the playoffs. So if Anthony becomes that over there in Boston, which I can see that happening if he stays there for a while, this is looking good for Simons and the Celtics right now. Can we? They may tie it up. Oh, it's close, but they do tie the series. Okay, so it's 1-1. Now we head back to Dallas. Okay, we got to get one on their floor. Let's see. We could have taken 2-0 lead. That would have felt fantastic. But now we have a huge game 3 to try to even the score here. Have the lead right now. Just hang on to it. So we will even the series. At least, or we didn't even. We went up 2-1. But at least we're going to go back to Boston tied at the very least. But I would love to go back to Boston down or up 3-1. Let's see if we can win both games in Dallas. I have a feeling that's not going to happen, though. That's why I feel good that we won game 3 at least. Slowly getting back into it, but I don't think we ever will fully get back into it. Okay, so now we got some huge games coming up. So we're going to go 8-man rotation. So that kicks out Prosper, unfortunately. But this is a big, big game 5. So we got to win this one. If we don't, we will be in deep trouble against this Dallas Mavericks team. And we win game 5. Been good so far. Just hang on to it. We will win game 5. Big win. All right, go back to Dallas for game 6. Let's see if we can't take care of business here. Avoid going to a game 7 back home. As cool as it would be to win in front of our fans, I would love to just take care of it. But nope, game 7 is indeed happening. Let's also hope for a close game so I can jump in and potentially play or watch. But it's going to be a big, big game here. Game 7. Winner wins the championship. Let's see what happens. All right, so we start off hot in the first quarter, but they could always take the lead back, and they do. And they're starting to run away with it, and we're going to lose in game 7. Oh, my gosh, so annoying. Okay, we get to a game 7, and the Mavericks beat us. How disappointing is that? And I think that might have been our chance to win a championship in this video because, well, I mean, technically, we could run it back with the same core because I think everyone's under contract, so that's a good thing at least. But man, that was it right there. I think Kyrie Irving is your finals MVP. Derek White's gonna, you know, regress a little bit. Dinwiddie's retiring, even though he wasn't a big, I didn't even know he was on our team. So Utah's got the #1 pick, and then we have the 29th overall selection. So I think we got one more season in us here, and we'll see what happens after that. So let's go to draft night, and let's see if we can hit on this again, even though whoever we take here is more than likely not playing this season for us. So we got Tyler Sutton on the board, All-NBA. Bob Sims. I guess we take the Hall of Fame ceiling Illinois guard. Why not? We already have an Illinois guy and Will Riley, I believe. So Derek White declines the player option. Interesting. So I was not anticipating that to happen. Chris and Will Riley will be back. So maybe we just fully hope Will Riley can become the guy next year to start the 2 guard and let Derek White walk, which would suck. But if he's asking for, yeah, man, I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can do it, man. I think to save more money, we let Derek White go. He's older. He's probably going to regress. Let's give Will Riley the keys. Let's do it. I'm willing to do it. We're going to try it. So we'll see if it works out. As far as other shooting guards concerned. Or do we just re-sign Derek White? I mean, realistically speaking, I don't think we'd be able to. We're probably, yeah, if we sign him back, we're definitely over the second apron again. So, yeah, I think realistically speaking, as much as you have to cut money, kind of hoping he would accept that player option. Didn't. Kind of surprised he didn't, honestly. But I think we're going to roll with him walking in free agency, unfortunately, which sucks. But it is what it is on that front. We're really going to be bank on Will Riley to take another jump. And I do think he can do that. I've seen him develop really well this draft class before. Will he take a big jump here, though, is the question. Yeah, look at that. 85 overall. So maybe that was the right move. Save a bunch of money, and we get Will Riley, the starting shooting guard spot. So we'll see how that goes. Keon Anthony's up as well, so he's going to be the bench shooting guard. Okay, I think this will be our final chance coming up. So I'll see you guys at the end. Well, actually, let's go look at the rotation since rotation is going to be kind of new to us. The 4.5 proficiency, which feels pretty good. This is what we got. So we got Simons, Will Riley, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Chris, Peyton Pritchard, Neema Skita. Of course, we have, I guess, I don't even know how to say his name, Guathamy. I don't even know how to say that name, but his 3-point, okay, so he should stay. I guess we're going to have 2 centers come off the bench. Maybe just play one at power forward and Prosper at the 3. Kind of have a balanced rotation in that way, even though I'm not really sure. Yeah, I guess he's out of rotation entirely now. Well, it's because we're not running 9 deep. So we'll go back to 9 deep. I would love that if Walsh developed, because I really wanted him to be a big part of what we did, but he's kind of stuck at a 76 overall. But okay, guys, probably our final chance to win it all here. So let's see if we'll get back to being in the finals. But last year may have been our opportunity to strike. So we'll see if we have another chance. So Wemby wins MVP. Paul is a Rookie of the Year in Brooklyn. Gigi Jackson, 6th man. Wemby also Depoy. Elijah Reno's most improved in Portland. Ingram's your clutch player, and Kidd is your coach of the year, and Hobson is your executive. So here is your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So Tatum still makes an All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. And here was your All-Rookie teams. I don't think we had any rookies playing. We end up as the first team in the East again. So will we get back to the finals? That remains to be seen. But yeah, 25 from Tatum, 23 from Jaylen Brown, 17 from Will Riley, and 17 from Anthony Simons, 11 and 9 from Chris, 10 from Pritchard, 9 from Kita, and 5 from Maggie, and 4 from Prosper. So no matter what happens here, this is going to be the final season of trying to win a championship. So hopefully we're able to make it happen. So Series 1, Charlotte Hornets. So thankfully it's not the Cavs, who kind of scared me last year. The Hornets have Harper and LaMelo in the backcourt, and they have Capella, Koa Pete, and Mogbo, Nick Smith, Caleb Holt, and Lou Dort. Okay. Game 1. I just read a wild tweet about Lou Dort, by the way. Like someone actually, I'm not even going to say it, actually. You know what? I'm just not going to say it. If you saw the tweet, maybe you did. Showed up on my timeline. I was a little perplexed by it that someone would actually tweet that, but that's neither here or there. So let's go ahead and see if we can close the Hornets out. Once again, a 8th seed team is scaring the hell out of us. Just please. Oh my God. I'm going to Game 7. Oh boy. Game 7, I'm going to be dead inside if we lose in Game 7 in the first round to the 8th seed. 2K, don't do it to me, please. It's, oh gosh, this is going to be close, isn't it? I'm dead. I'm dead inside. 119 to 118. What'd they just do? Did they just hit a game winner on us? Koa Pete hits a free throw, I guess. And one to close the game with no clock remaining. That's great. I love that. Well, we're gonna end it on a very heartbreaking note. We should have won last year. That was our chance. Dallas broke our hearts in Game 7, and now we get bounced in round 1. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. There's going to be more trades to come, and there's going to be more videos from me, as you guys all know. So thank you all for watching. If the Celtics decide to make another big trade, you guys know we'll cover it again. If they make a trade within the first hours of this video, then you'll not see this video anymore, if I had to guess. Thank you all for watching. This is Crushables. Still figuring out if I'm ever going to be able to drop this Pacers video, by the way. It just doesn't make sense to drop it anymore with all that's happening right now. But I'm saying, peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.